Welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm Barb Nadeau. On our show today, we'll have three different subjects. We'll have Donovan Torres representing the Veterans Assistance Commission, Barb Roble, a director at Equine Dreams and therapeutic riding instructor, and Lisa Coffey, board member for CASA Kendall County, along with ACASA, Signe Hammond. We get started right after this.
Bye, Janet. It's nice seeing you again. You look good, girl. Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, to help me, she'd have to help every day. Every hour, every ouch, every time my wife calls for help. I mean, maybe she could help me make her lunch. But the crust, all the crust has to be cut off the corners. She could help me run to the doctor for the 5th time this week. Help me with the specialist and the second opinions and the painful paperwork about paperwork. Help me deal with how hard it is seeing my wife's name on so much paperwork. But this is on me. I'm the only one who can do this, like this, for her. Besides,
take care.
We will. Janet doesn't like her cooking anyway.
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Our first guests today are Signe Hammond. She's a CASA, or a court-appointed special advocate, and Lisa Coffey, who is a board member for CASA Kendall County. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you, Barb.
Thank you. You were telling me right before we went on the air, Lisa, that this is a 20-year anniversary. That seems hard to believe.
Yes, it is. Actually, CASA Kendall County was established in 1998, so we are celebrating our 20-year anniversary, and actually in honor of that, we're having a murder mystery dinner at Timber Lake Creek Lodge in Sandwich, and that is actually 2 weeks from today, so we still have tables available for that, but that's how we're celebrating this big event. We're very excited about that.
So that's your big gala.
That's our gala.
That's just one of many things that you're doing to fundraise, I know, and it just seems incredible to me that you've had this organization in Kendall County for 20 years. Tell us a little bit about how it's grown and why it's grown, I guess.
I think the biggest thing is awareness. Obviously, CASA is a national and state organization. We're a little bit of a smaller county, obviously, and once we started the organization, a lot of people don't know what CASA means. A lot of people think it means house. But CASA actually stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate, and we've really grown in our awareness in the community, and a lot of people now come up to me and they say they know what CASA is, where 20 years ago, people didn't know what that organization was at all. So I'm very proud of the strides we've made in educating the community.
Now, Signe is one of several CASAs that you have, court-appointed special advocates, that work with CASA Kendall County. So she's actually getting a chance to interact with a family in need?
Yes, basically how the process works is once DCFS indicates on a case and it comes to court, part of our acronym is court appointed, and the court then appoints a CASA who is a layperson who has been trained to be an advocate for a child who is basically going through the court system, the abuse and neglect court. And so our authority comes from the court, and then once we are appointed, we represent that child. We're basically the eyes and the ears of the child in court, protecting that child's interest. And obviously, every case is different.
Signe, what drew you to this volunteer project? This is a pretty serious project that you've undertaken. So how did you get connected with CASA? Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Sure. It is a very serious endeavor that we take on. I had, throughout my life, have had times where people lent me a helping hand, and I always was determined that at some point in my life I would be able to return that and give back to other people. And I retired in 2015 and was looking for some sort of volunteer opportunity to help out, and came across CASA, and I did some research and found what a great, worthwhile organization it is. So I raised my hand and went through the training, and here I am.
So for you, you've actually had an opportunity to be connected with a client, I don't know if it's, I guess I should say a child who is in the court system?
I have, yes. I've been on a case for about 18 months now, and It's been very interesting. I've certainly learned a lot. I think that many people think of the foster care system, only in the context of what we hear on the news, and usually those are bad situations. And I've really been pleasantly surprised in the whole courtroom experience and the people that I've met, that people really, really care about these children.
What about the commitment for you personally? Is it time consuming? How hard is it to work that into your schedule?
Well, as Lisa said, every case is different. Some of these children, even though the case originates in Kendall County, they may live in a different county. And our job as an advocate is to, first obviously get to know the child really well, where they are, what the circumstances were in the home that they were removed from, meet their family, their extended family, the foster family. We also visit with their teachers, their therapists, their doctors, to really get a whole view of the case that's going on. So initially it takes more time. We attend all the court hearings. We attend DCFS meetings. So it varies. I would say anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a month to, 10 or 12 hours a month.
Intriguing, and you're learning something all the time, and I'm sure you feel like you're always making a difference every single time that every volunteer hour, you're making a difference in the life of a child.
This volunteer opportunity, I think, is a little bit different in that ours don't always end with a nice, happy, perfect ending to them. So I think that our gratification as a volunteer has to be in that knowing we're doing the best that we can for that child. Children don't have a way to find solutions themselves, and so that's what we're doing, and we just do the best that we can, and regardless of the outcome, that's what we have to be satisfied with.
Lisa, this is really something that your volunteers do, such a dedication of their lives, and I know that your organization is volunteer run. In the back, there's got to be a lot of extra expenses that come into to play, and just supporting these. You have a lot of volunteer needs, but you also have administrative needs. So tell me, how does the CASA organization run? You were talking a little bit about fundraisers. Tell us a little bit more about what you've got planned for the future.
Sure. So we run, one of the things that I like about our organization is if there's an organization that you would like to donate to that goes directly into the program and really goes back out to help the kids. This is one of them. We don't have a lot of red tape. We run a lean, mean machine, and we do have some administrative costs, but they're minimal. So we do rely on private donations and fundraisers. We have some exciting fundraisers coming up. I think I had previously mentioned the murder mystery, and that's on April 7th. I said 2 weeks, but that's April 7th. We also have our 6th annual Michael Turner Memorial Golf Outing, which will be on June 21st at Blackberry Oaks out in Bristol, and that's always a really excellent time. We have a Helping Kids Shine raffle that actually we're holding this month to coincide with Child Abuse Awareness Month. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and we have tickets are on sale now. The prizes are wonderful. The first prize is a Neil Lane diamond ring and pendant. The second prize is a diamond ring, and the third prize are diamond stud earrings. So you could check out we have a Facebook page and we have a website if you'd like to purchase tickets for that raffle, and we will hold it sometime in April.
Fantastic. And of course, on your website, we'll be able to find information on volunteer opportunities as well.
Yes.
Fantastic. It's wonderful to have you come and talk about this program. I just can't get enough information about it because it's such a wonderful thing that you're doing for our community. And I want to thank you both for being here. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more on Fox Valley in Focus right after this.
Yeehaw!
Llama al 1-888-971-2013 y obtén información para cuidar mejor a quien cuidó de ti.
Welcome back. Barb Roble joins us now, and Barb is a physical therapist and a therapeutic riding instructor, as well as a director at Equine Dreams. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
This is such a fascinating story of what you do with horses, miniature horses, and even artificial horses. Tell us a little bit about Equine Dreams and its mission.
Well, we were started in '96 by a mom who has a child with Angelman syndrome. And she saw the benefits of riding a horse in her son. He walked at like 2, 3 years old, when typically you don't walk till you're 7 or 8, or sometimes even older. So there's many benefits to the equine assisted activities that we do. One of them being physical, working on balance, strength, posture. The horse imitates the three-dimensional movement of walking. So that's just one of the benefits that we see.
So this little child who could not walk, you put them on this big animal and they just kind of move with the horse?
Yes, we position them correctly, and it helps to build their posture, their strength, their balance, and it's fun.
Oh yeah, and anything big and fuzzy
Oh,
is
yes,
fun.
yes,
And there's something about horses and children, there's just a natural affinity between the two.
There sure is. I see that all the time. We have miniature horses, that we bring to Central DuPage Hospital Pediatric Oncology Unit in the PICU, and then we also work with the miniature horses at our farm. And the kids and the horses just have like this immediate connection.
This is interesting. You actually put these horses on a trailer and take them into a hospital?
We do. We take them to Central DuPage Hospital. We go to Marion Joy Rehab Center, Markland, both Geneva and Bloomingdale. We also go to nursing homes, and we take them, we have a trailer, and now we also just acquired a van. And it's amazing to see the responses of the people that are there, the patients, as well as the staff, when they see a little miniature horse get off an elevator.
The thing that I didn't realize about Equine Dreams, and I knew that you were there, you're located in Newark.
Correct.
And I knew you were there, and I knew that you had little children who would ride. I didn't realize that your program goes from children all the way through adults. And different communities, different types of people use the services of Equine Dreams.
Oh yes, we work with, you have to be 4 to actually ride, but we have had children that are younger start with groundwork. We do a lot of different equine-assisted activities. We teach therapeutic riding to children and adults. We work with, veterans. We work with people that have physical, social, emotional, and cognitive disabilities. So we work with a big range of people, and we work with, like I said, 4 to, I think the oldest person was about 84.
Really?
Yes.
And now I think if you're a parent of a child with special needs, that's a little scary. Everything about life is a little scary. Tell me about the volunteers that you have working with them. What is that like for that parent handing their child over to a volunteer to put them on a horse?
Our volunteers are very well trained. Our horses are very well trained. It can take at least 4, if not 5, 6 adults, helping the child. So we always assure our parents that the children are safe, because safety is our first prerogative, of course. But I have had more responses myself with parents. Little guy that couldn't speak through our normal, voice, would tell his mom that his 2 favorite things to do in life were to go to Target and shop with her. And this was a child that couldn't sit up by himself and come to Equine Dreams and ride a horse. So my response from parents has been, thank you for giving my child the opportunity to experience the horses where they, were safe and loved it.
And you just acquired a simulated horse.
Yes, a horse simulator.
Okay, now what's the purpose of a horse simulator? What is that?
Well, it's a full-size horse, and it has different sensors, and it's basically a training tool. And it's a horse that we can have a rhythmic gait pattern on. So the purpose, they're actually used to train Olympic dressage riders. We have there's only 2 in the United States. We're blessed to get this, and we're using it for children and adults. The purpose versus a real horse, is you can get that rhythmic movement, constant rhythmic movement. For some people, it might be less intimidating because, this horse is not going to take off. But the feedback that it gives, there's a screen that tells the rider when they're in the center, when they're balanced riding with their aids, their hands, their legs, all the things that we actually use to ride.
This is interesting.
Gives feedback.
It's interesting because there's so many different levels to riding a horse that you don't think of. You might think it's just a natural thing, but your brain and your hands, your muscles, every part of your body is doing something. So the value to someone who has special needs, a child who has a learning impediment or something, that's got to be an amazing thing to see and to be involved in. And how wonderful for you to have that opportunity.
Yes, we're thrilled.
If you have other people watching this show today and they want to learn about how they can volunteer or how they can help you, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. We have a website. We have a Facebook page. It's equinedreams.org. And then you can also email us at ride@equinedreams.org. But there's volunteer opportunities for everyone. When I first started volunteering 18 years ago, I knew nothing about a horse. And now I've actually learned to ride a little bit, and I've helped a lot of children. There's so many benefits to being a volunteer, feeling good and getting that feedback, as well as even just interacting with the horses. But we need volunteers to do all kinds of different things. We're a totally free program. We don't charge anybody. Nobody is paid. We all just truly believe in what we do. So anybody could volunteer. We need more volunteers. We need help with fundraising, just all kinds of clerical duties, helping with the horses, sidewalkers, horse leaders, care of the horses. So everybody, there's a place for everybody, and I highly recommend it.
And you mentioned fundraising, so tell me, do you have ongoing things or something coming up that you're looking for some support from the community?
One thing we do is we do the Chicago Marathon. So we have runners that get sponsors, and then they run the marathon, and the donations go to Equine Dreams. So that's one of our big fundraisers. We do different things throughout the year. We've had ducky derbies. We've partnered with other agencies on concerts and that. So we're always looking for more ideas.
And as you said, it's totally free, which is absolutely an amazing part of the story. Equine Dreams, as Barb said, is at equinedreams.org. I was on your website. It's a great website. And there is a button, there is a link to volunteer and also to contact you for more information about riding. So I want to thank you for sharing this story with us. It's fascinating, and I want to come visit you someday soon.
Well, please do. Just email and we'll arrange for a tour.
Fantastic. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back. Donovan Torres joins us now. He is a coordinator with the Veterans Assistance Commission. And Donovan, it's always great to have you here on our show. So thanks for being here. First of all, tell me, what is the difference between the VA and the VAC?
All right, so it's so complicated. So the VA is kind of like this big entity, and they're broken into 3 different sections, but the VAC is kind of the middleman between the veteran and the VA. So without the VACs, the veteran would have to just try to fill out their paperwork, send it to the VA, and kind of hope for the best without any tracking systems or anything. Luckily, as a VAC, we get trained up on what changes, what might be new, and how to work well with the paperwork for the veteran.
So in our area, we have Hines Veterans Hospital, and then we also have a Veterans Assistance Office in North Aurora.
Yeah.
But for our veterans, it's kind of like you're an advocate, kind of just an assistant right here in the local area for them.
Absolutely, and most counties do have Veteran Assistance Commissions, which is wonderful. Kendall County is nice because I mean, as small as an office as we are, we do a lot in our community trying to get everybody involved and have as benefits and brunch, big things to like let them know, like, hey, these are the things that we do, and these are the things you may be entitled to. It's
really grown, the Veterans Assistance Commission in Kendall County.
Yeah.
It's been here several years now, but it used to be like one person and a secretary, and you have a pretty good staff now.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's right now, we had 3 veteran service officers. We have another one coming on board. So right now it's Chad Lockman, who's our superintendent, and myself. And well, for 2 of us, we really knock out a lot of veterans. So.
You are really 2 young guys too, and can relate to the younger veterans coming up. Sometimes veterans have a feeling of being displaced when they come back home, and where do they belong? So you're really a great place for them to stop into your office, a great opportunity to get connected and feel like they're at home, and then also know what's available to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually just started a new program earlier last year, where we get veterans that are coming home. We find their addresses and whatnot, and the VA sends this to us. Then we send them a welcome home letter saying, thank you for your service, thank you for everything you've done, and we understand the transition may be difficult, but this is our office, this is what we do, and we hope to see you soon.
Well, I know in my own life, I see you and Chad out in the community all the time. You're really making an effort to be out and visible in all of the different communities of Kendall County, so you're doing a great job from my estimation, and I think it's wonderful. But tell us a little bit more about the reasons that people come to your office. What kind of help do you give when you say you're an assistant getting them towards the VA and getting their paperwork in order? What are some of the things that they need?
Yeah, so a lot of the times the veterans don't know what benefits they may have or what they may be entitled to. So without getting too into it and too boring, but the biggest thing is health care, possibly compensation we also offer widows benefits, so spousal benefits. There's a lot of things that the VA can help out with. But these veterans, they just don't know. So as soon as they come in, we kind of just have a checklist, like doom, doom, doom. This is what we're doing. You're gonna have to sign some stuff, go to appointments, but we'll get you all taken care of.
So kind of a meet and greet, get to know you, feel comfortable, tell your story, and then as they tell their story, you're able to say, hey, we can help with this or that, or whatever it is they need.
Yeah, depending on where they've been or what they may have been exposed to. Agent Orange for Vietnam guys, we kind of have like a checklist of what they need to go through. Our Gulf War veterans, Afghanistan, Iraq, those guys, they as soon as we find out what they've done, we kind of just get it going.
Some of our older veterans, our oldest veterans, find themselves with a little bit more special needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things like just getting to the doctor, getting to the VA clinic.
Yeah, and we offer transportation out of our office. We have 2 drivers that go. We have one that does local runs. So say that they're not able to go to Copley in Yorkville or go to Copley in Aurora, we'll take them. And also we have a bus driver that goes Monday through Thursday up to Hines. So, and all that's free. Everything we do in our office is free.
Really? Now, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So.
How do you do this? I know that you are fundraising. I know that you have a big event coming up on May 24th. So that's your golf outing. what will those funds be used for? Will that go directly to some of these services?
Yeah, so we're funded by the county majority. We have a budget through the county, but all of everything that we fundraise goes to an emergency assistance. So say that there's been times where veterans say, hey, I'm homeless, or I just moved into town, I don't have anywhere to go, and we'll pay for their hotel, get them some food, get them all these certificates so where they can actually cook for themselves, and just get them situated. So we really, all of our funds that we do, we give them right back to our veterans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's for an emergency fund.
Yeah, well, emergency
Fantastic.
funds, we also offer assistance out of our office, so that's rental assistance, utilities assistance, and food assistance. So depending on the veteran, if they're having troubles in their life and they qualify for our assistance, then we can get them on that program and help them out month to month.
So tell me more about the golf outing you have coming up. It's going to be Thursday, May 24th. Registration at 9 and tea time starting right after that at 10 o'clock. That's going to be a whole day celebration?
Yeah, this actually started off last year. Me and Olivia were actually working a hole, and we're like, why don't we put something together like this? And it was just us just having a little conversation. Well, then we told Chad about it, and he was like, yeah, let's go. Got the green light and just started putting it all together. At first, it's our first time ever doing this. We thought this was going to be, we'll have some sponsors here. In the last 3 weeks, we have an outpour of whole sponsors, drink card sponsors, dinner sponsors, and now we're just trying to get whatever else we can to get it, raffles, maybe a live performance, but we'll see. Figure if we're doing it for veterans, might as well do it big.
Well, and I think when people hear your story, they can't say no.
Yeah.
So I think that's one way that we should, promote this is say, jump on board. There's still time to get involved. If you want to be a whole sponsor or you want to help in any way, any type of raffle item, you're hoping people will call you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they say that they don't want to sponsor, they just want to golf, then they can golf. And if they just want to hang out and have dinner, that's available as well. And if you just want to come see what's going on, we can kind of tell you what we do and probably get you involved.
And you can't beat the company. The best guys in the whole world are going to be there, guys and gals. Tell me, if we're looking for information, for help, assistance, a widow of a veteran or a veteran themselves, where are you located and how can we get in touch with you?
Yeah, so we're in the Health and Human Service building in Kendall County, right next to the new courthouse, and that's on John Street. If someone wanted to search for us or look what our services are, they're listed online. So if you just type in on Google Veterans Assistance Commission of Kendall County, it's a lot to type, but just type in VAC.
Okay.
But it'll pop right up and it kind of goes into what we do, and people can register for the golf outing there as well, or they can see what services we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, we grabbed you and had you come in and talk to us. And you were out today visiting with some veterans. And you're out almost all the time visiting with veterans.
Yeah.
And actually, your job is not 9 to 5. You're living this role of yours as a coordinator with the VAC.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no idea that I would find such a passion for veterans when I got out. But it was, when you start hearing these guys' stories and what they've done, and it's just crazy that they don't have people to talk to, or that they're just living their life, slowly and not doing too much. So it's nice to get them involved and hear what they've done, get them back in the community. So I love it. So if I could do it for the rest of my life, I would. I'm probably going to.
Well, you've got a great personality for it, that's for sure. I mean, you just, you're so approachable, and I can imagine, well, both you and Chad, just a comfort to other vets when they come to your door.
Yeah, absolutely. And we tell our vets a lot of times, if say they don't even have to apply for benefits, give us a call. We'll set about an hour of time to come in, have a cup of coffee, and just sit down and share your story. I mean, if you just want to talk, come on in.
Okay, so once again, their golf outing, their golf fundraiser is going to be on May 24th, and you can find them on John Street at the Health and Human Services building in Kendall County. Donovan, it's great to have you here on our show, and what a show we've had today. 3 amazing stories of people in our community making a difference, and that's what makes it so good to be here for Fox Valley Television. I'm Barb Nadeau.